Well, staying with the story, world leaders don't usually go to war zones. They either send their military experts or their top diplomats. The U.S. president has done both. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is already in Israel. The U.S. Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, made a trip as well. And now the head of the U.S. Central Command is also heading to Israel. So why then has Biden decided to head to Israel? Why is he risking flying to a war zone? Is it worth the political risk? Can Biden negotiate a peace deal? Does he have leverage to allow aid to flow into Gaza? So let's take a closer look. To start with, why is Biden risking traveling to Israel? The American president is potentially the most protected leader on earth, and he is traveling to the country that is in a state of war. Rockets are flying into cities, sirens are blaring, the situation is unpredictable. Other leaders who visited the country in recent days had to bear the brunt of this uncertainty. Take the case of James Cleverly, the Foreign Minister of Britain. Last week, he visited Israel to demonstrate the UK's unwavering solidarity to Israeli people. But during the visit, he was seen running for cover as sirens went off, warning about an incoming rocket attack. Watch this. So this brings us to the next question. Is the visit worth the political risk? The Biden administration has had a strained relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu for over several months now, particularly over his government's efforts to overhaul the judicial system, plus the efforts of his coalition to expand settlements in disputed areas. So it's a strained and protracted relationship at the moment. It still gives Biden critics a chance to question his position, to force him to distinguish between his support for Israel and his support for Netanyahu's policies. The next question: what is the deal that Biden can close? Can he see the hostage crisis resolved? Will his visit lead to a resolution? Will the Gaza borders reopen for safe passage under his leadership role in negotiating with the regional players? Will Biden come back with a formula or immediate cessation? For Biden, his global reputation is at stake and America's global leadership. Question number 4. Can Biden stop this war? Reports say Biden believes that he has more for a homeland. He has also said that he supports Israel dismantling Hamas. But ever since the war started, he has tried to show that he stands for humanity as well. He has called Israel's plans to occupy Gaza a mistake. Will he raise these issues during his visit? If yes, what's the guarantee that Israel is listening? Which brings us to the last question. Will aid begin to come into the Gaza Strip through the Rafah crossing after Biden's visit? For over a week now, scores of trucks filled with foreign aid have been stuck in Egypt. Can America's shuttle diplomacy work here? Meanwhile, some unconfirmed reports say that Israel has in fact agreed to a temporary halt of fire in South Gaza. This has apparently been done to allow the crossing to open. If these reports are true, is this the result of America's diplomacy? Was this ceasefire agreed upon during meetings between American and Israeli officials? Also, this ceasefire is yet to be implemented. Is Israel waiting to implement it during Biden's visit? Well, whatever the case, if Biden returns empty-handed, will it expose him on the home front just ahead of the elections in the US? Because if he returns empty-handed from Israel, it's only going to play into the narrative of his arch-rival, Donald Trump. Trump has been on the political rampage of sorts, saying that the war would have never taken place under his watch. If Biden's visit fails to yield any concrete results, it's only going to provide fodder for his opponents on Capitol Hill.